What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing Apex M5 or Apexbuilt on Instagram and his fully custom, fully built F10 M5. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. And now let's get into it. Right here, we have Apexbuilt M5. You guys have probably seen this all around Instagram. He is Apex M5 and Apexbuilt himself. This thing is super kitted out, as you guys can see here.
What's up, guys? This is Graham with Apexbuilt. So basically, starting with the car and then the business, because, well, the car kind of led to the business. This is a 2013 F10 M5. Started off really small, kind of went OEM plus with it, and then somewhere along the line just decided, okay, well, I want to build a race car. Don't have money for M5 and race car, so M5 race car. Yeah, since then it's changed quite a bit. Obviously the livery on it is for marketing purposes for the company, but really it was done at the same time as, you know, we were launching the business in the first place. So really that was the sole purpose, and then the car has kind of grown into its own, I don't want to say cult following, but nonetheless it's become very, you know, very well known, at least in a few BMW social media circles, for being kind of the crazy track built, street driven M5. Shit, the only thing still stock on the thing, I'm pretty sure, is like the carpet maybe. But in terms of the visible parts, at least in the engine bay, we got, of course, Apexbuilt titanium front mount intakes in our ghost finish. We got the titanium charge pipes, that's going to be more of your standard finish, and then the charge coolers as well, in the kind of satin black chrome metallic. Of course, also the downpipes.
And then what else we got done to the interior?
On the interior, we got Recaro pole position ABE or ABE. It's the European spec version. We also got a fully custom LED steering wheel, and then OEM M Performance carbon fiber center console, which
that's sick.
Studio RSR roll cage. It's actually a bolt together cage. It really does tighten up the car a drastic amount.
Also, what wheels are we running right here?
We are running Vertini RFS 1.2s. Specs are going to be 20 by 10 in the front, 20 by 11 in the rear, 27 offset front and rear.
I think with the livery that he has going on, and as well as just everything, these wheels just fit the profile perfectly.
We're going to be getting a
new set,
custom spec set of VS 5RS.
Those are hard. Apex on the Apexbuilt.
Yeah, Apex wheels, but that's not our Apex. It's the other Apex, and every time I say that, I have to specify that. But
I love those because the Y-spoke design, but those look hard. And then you guys see his carbon fiber trunk right here, 1.6 GPA license plate, probably one of the best I've seen. This thing is super kitted out, man.
The outside is not quite as perfect as it used to be, but nonetheless, I'll probably roll 120,000 miles with it on the way home today.
Tell them what you told me about this car originally.
Yeah, so this car originally, it had a very bizarre history, but turned out to be a very cool history. So I got the car with 48,000 miles. It was a Carfax one-owner vehicle. You know, it had a bunch of good packages. Long story short, it had a very weird history with the whole Carfax situation. I was like, okay, was it owned by, you know, Saddam Hussein? What's going on here? And then come to find out that years later, as in maybe 2.5 months ago, I was just messing around in the iDrive, and if you're familiar with like the original NBT, because I've never updated the iDrive, it has this office app type thing, and it's basically in the iDrive to where you can add contacts. It even has a voice recorder, but nonetheless, there was one single contact saved, and I recognized the name in there from, you know, seeing the title, whatnot. It was the previous owner of the car, and it also had his business info named. Quick Google search showed that the previous owner of this car was BMW's prototype and motorsport division's sole composite manufacturer, like for BMW OEM from like 1992 to like 2004 or something like that. So this guy literally was like the BMW OEM, basically. He has the connection. And come to find out that this car lived in Germany. It was in Munich, actually, and it was used as either a factory shuttle or limousine or something along those lines. This is a very early 2013 build date, and that's basically how, you know, this car that lived in Germany and that was able to be brought over here and then still titled and everything as a one-owner car and then resold in the US. So
that's sick.
Very cool car, very cool story. Planning to rebuild the motor here shortly, and then after that's done, I fully intend to drive it up to Georgia, find the dude, and have him drive his old car again.
But this thing's been, you said, put through the races. You've been on a bunch of rallies. Has it given you any issues?
No. This car, for what it is and what it's been used for, has honestly been, as far as these cars go, one of the most reliable out there, I'd say. That being said, maintaining it and keeping it functional is a part-time job in and of itself, but nonetheless, it's, you know,
life of a BMW owner, it's all good.
I've taken it on a bunch of gravity rallies. I did rallies when I lived up north, and a bunch of track days as well, and yeah, it's never failed me. The newest feature is the full titanium exhaust. Full titanium resonated straight pipe, more like it, but yeah. So that's the first, our first foray into doing something other than, you know, just the basic bolt-ons. Yeah. It sounds amazing, so definitely plan to be releasing those for a handful of cars this year at some point, definitely.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Damn, you can hear them turbos though. God damn, that growl though. Thing sounds like a beast though.
Shit's fun.
Shit lights.
Oh, this one's fun. It actively tries to kill you every time you drive it.
Just got some pick me up. For the people watching, how much power do you think you're pushing as of right now, I guess?
I have not had it dynoed since Trump was in office, but nonetheless, it's making around 620-ish at the wheels.
Nice. I feel that. I think it's sick. Something about a twin turbo V8, man, just sounds.
It's almost the perfect formula for a car when you think about it, because it's, you know, a long wheelbase car, so
Yeah.
it's inherently more, I guess, stable, at least when the rear tires finally grip coming out of a corner. It's still squirrely as hell on Cup 2s all around, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, the, you know, 600-ish, 620 at the wheels, whatever,
Yeah.
combined with the car that's clean under 4,000 pounds as it sits now, because again, you know, no back seats, and then the trunk panel, you can't really see it, but that's literally just like the fiberboard thing, like the battery, you just lift that thing and the battery's right there, there's no sound deadening in it.
Yeah.
So like, that combined with the seats, the Recaros as well, those shaved about easily 60, 70 pounds per seat.
That thing feels nimble though for like such a big car.
Oh, it almost defies physics. Like, it handles, I'd say, much closer to a 3 Series, but just with a much bigger engine.
Yeah.
And, you know, longer wheelbase. And yeah, and also the chassis bracing and everything, the custom stuff underneath the car that you can't really see. And then, oh yeah, also the titanium exhaust. That thing alone saved probably 70, 80 pounds.
Maybe, yeah.
On top of that, the carbon fiber trunk, that good amount of weight there as well. And then I'm planning to do the full RKP carbon roof here shortly.
Nice. Here we go.
Just that sound, man.
Yeah, dude. The sound alone, bro, is just mental.
It's fun,
And it puts
man.
the power down. Like.
It does.
Yeah,
I mean, again, we're lucky now because the tires and brakes and everything else are actually like full operating temp here. But dude, this car is one of those things. Like, I've driven faster cars, I've driven newer cars, I've driven more exotic cars, I've driven more expensive cars. Nothing comes close, in my opinion, to being as just all around fun.
Yeah.
Batshit crazy. If you look at the F90 CS, everything that's done to that, everything from the carbon buckets to, you know, the weight reduction stuff, and then of course the slight power bump in that. This is kind of crazier than a CS trip, I'd imagine, would be. For an F5 at least, and yeah. Of course.
No, but this thing is literally a beast, man. Done right. And that's your baby, right? Like,
I'm never selling. I'm either gonna give this thing to my grandkids one day or be buried in it and haven't decided.
and that's the way to do, that's the way to do it, man. This thing's sick. I drove in an F90, and to me, I don't know, it just lacked a lot of raw, like, I don't know, it was rawness, but it was like too smooth. Like,
Don't get me wrong. I love the F90s, and frankly, I wish I could afford one as well. But the F10, at least in my opinion, is the last of the, you know, I can't even call this car analog because there's tons of assists and everything, especially from the factory in that. But you know, the F90, it did away with the dual clutch in favor of the 8-speed automatic, which you know, from a smoothness standpoint, it allows the drivetrain switching and so forth. From a BMW OEM perspective, yeah, it's a logical decision for them. It allows for more cool features with the car, not to mention emissions and everything else. Because this car is clunky. I mean, even though it's worlds ahead of the SMG that was found in the E60s or, you know, any older BMW prior to that chassis, it's still a pretty jerky car, and anybody that's driven one or owns one can attest to that. Like, I do have the XHP Flash on at stage 3, which did smooth it up a good bit. But still, it's, you know, still an M car. But the dual clutch in this thing, it feels like you're driving a bolt-action rifle. Is pretty much what I'd liken it to. But yeah, the F90s did away with that, and then the all-wheel drive makes it easier to control, which of course is better for most people, but like does away with some of the car's personality. Yeah, so like it's one of those things that it feels like it should probably be illegal, but it isn't. It's like, okay, so let me get this straight, right? Like I can drive a literal like street legal race car to Publix or to lunch whenever I want, right? Like literally this thing's just it lives at Apex now in the warehouse, but to be fair, like it's still easily accessible, and I still do drive it as much as I physically can. Like, I love the X5 and everything else, but it's still no M5. I mean, like I take this car out every chance I get to this day, and I don't plan to stop driving it, even with the motor rebuild coming up here shortly. Shout out to the valve stem seals. But nonetheless, it's, you know, again, about to roll 120,000 miles, as I said. Here's to another 120,000.
Oh yeah. So Graham also has a badass daily that we'll put on the screen now. Tell them a little bit about that.
All right, so the X5, it's a 2019 X540i. Did a full Avery satin black vinyl wrap on the exterior, coilovers on it. It's on BC Forged RZ20s, a couple other small bits and pieces here and there, but it's a very, very good looking car, and it's, again, it's fun to drive. It's probably the only X5 in the world with a titanium intake too.
Sure.
B58.
Looks good, sounds good.
Oh yeah, it's full bolt-on B58. I mean, within 24 hours of getting the car, I drove it up to Orlando to have the DME pulled and a bench unlocked, and then had it tuned on the trip home.
Yeah, you went 0 to 100 real quick.
Again, when you own a parts company,
yeah, you have
like,
to. Yeah,
this is how I afford food.
Yeah,
like, of course, Apexbuilt catless downpipe on it. Gonna do a big turbo on it here shortly. But
where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram personally as just Apex M5, and then of course the company is just Apexbuilt. If you find one, you'll find the other. From there, just shop apexbuilt.com for all of our parts and that, and then hey, just feel free to slide in my DMs. We're running discounts every so often, so
hey, hit them up.
Yep.
Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to Apexbuilt, Apex M5, and Graham for stopping by the crib and letting us do a cool feature film on his M5. Make sure you guys do me a huge favor. Follow Apexbuilt on Instagram. Shop apexbuilt.com for any of their products. You guys can also use my code F80HO for 5% off. But a huge shout out to Apexbuilt. The intakes, the charge pipes, they look amazing. So do me a favor, check out the links in the description. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment down below, subscribe, follow your boy on Instagram, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.